Action!
This is Industrial Light and Magic Studios, a multi-award-winning visual effects company owned by Lucasfilm, where the effects were created for many movies, including Star Wars, E.T., Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, and more recently, Battleship.
My dad said they'd come. He said we ain't alone. He said one day we'd find them. Or they'd find us.
I got to visit the studios to find out more about those effects, and I ended up in a scene. But more on that later. First, let's hear from some of the crazy geniuses behind the effects seen in Battleship.
When you're working on something like this, such a big project, do you become obsessed with it?
What do you mean?
You live and breathe it, for sure. And there are about 1,500 visual effects shots. The percentage of shots that we consider very difficult, that include water and destruction, are very high.
But if you actually, 2 years earlier, look at the work that is in front of you, it's kind of overwhelming.
Wouldn't it be cool if in the head of the shot, one just missed in front? Right there, right in front of it now.
Okay. One of the great things about this project was just how collaborative Peter Berg was, from helping to design creatures and the ships, to even kind of pitching story ideas to him, and he was always very receptive.
Let's go!
This is all about obsession. My big thing on this movie was the water. My family couldn't go anywhere with me, like to the seaside, to the countryside, anywhere where there was water. They just find me wandering off and then staring at the water.
And I've heard you say water is one of the most difficult things. Is that because we're so used to seeing it? It's a real life thing that people can tell when it looks wrong?
That's a big part of it, you know. We're very familiar with it, and we don't know why something might seem wrong, but it's obvious when it doesn't live up to reality. We knew at the outset that we were going to have to raise our game for water on this show, and we set out to do so. And we started a project called the Battleship Water Project, and we, kind of over the course of the year, re-engineered how we tackle those kinds of big water shots.
Weapons tight. I want everything loaded.
You've both worked on at least one Transformers film. Was there a saying, okay, we've got to make it look different to Transformers?
I think it happened very naturally. There's a big distinction in terms of their aesthetic. I mean, Michael Bay does like that very kind of sharp, clean look to everything, and Peter's almost the antithesis of that. I mean, Pete wanted to make something that looked like a war documentary.
We rusted them, we added, oxidation and lots of kind of color variety and stuff, and different water levels. You see, if you look, the striations for different levels of water history on our ships. When this show started 3 years ago, I didn't even know what an Arleigh Burke destroyer was. Now
You're an expert.
Yeah.
I love the way this is bored into his leg there. See that? You've never done anything this good. You might have outdone yourself.
And not slimy.
No,
Aliens.
definitely not slimy. You see sort of like the close-ups of them. They've got these scars running down their faces, sort of like Gregory Peck in Moby Dick. You know that he's been through a lot. So like there's these battle-hardened veterans who've done this on other planets. So just by showing you very quickly what they look like, and you see the history of what's happened to them, you know that they're tough characters.
So now it's coming out on DVD. Are you hoping that people can pause and really take note of all these tiny details?
No.
Not the first time through. The hope is watch it, enjoy it. It's a great, fun movie, and then if you like visual effects, then yeah, you can go through and
Frame
watch
by frame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at the monster.
After the interviews, the kind folk at Industrial Light and Magic Studios let me put on a costume and try my hand at doing a scene. But I quickly learnt that I should not give up my day job. See the professional actors in Battleship, available on DVD and Blu-ray from August 9.